two powerful nations have been locked in a conflict that rarely looks like a traditional war. There are no official battlefields, no formal declarations of war, yet explosions happen in nuclear facilities. Scientists are assassinated in the streets. Missiles and drones cross the skies. This is the shadow war between Iran and Israel, a hidden conflict that many experts believe could one day ignite a much larger war across the Middle East. But how did this rivalry begin? And why has it become one of the most dangerous geopolitical tensions in the world? To understand the conflict today, we must first go back to a time when Iran and Israel were not enemies at all. In the decades after the creation of Israel in 1948, the Middle East was divided by politics, religion, and war. Yet surprisingly, Israel found an unlikely partner in Iran. At the time, Iran was ruled by Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. The Shah was a close ally of the United States and Western countries. Under his rule, Iran pursued modernization and strong international alliances. Although most Arab states refused to recognize Israel, Iran quietly maintained diplomatic and economic ties with the country. Israeli engineers helped Iran develop agricultural and infrastructure projects. Intelligence agencies from both countries even cooperated in secret. For decades, their relationship was pragmatic and strategic. But everything changed in 1979. That year, massive protests and political upheaval shook Iran. The monarchy collapsed, and the Iranian Revolution brought a new government to power under the leadership of Ruhollah Khomeini. The new Islamic Republic rejected the policies of the Shah. It also adopted a radically different view of Israel. Iran's revolutionary leaders declared Israel illegitimate and accused it of oppressing Palestinians. Diplomatic ties were severed. The Israeli embassy in Tehran was closed, and a relationship that had once been cooperative suddenly became deeply hostile. From that moment forward, Iran and Israel entered a long and complex rivalry that continues today. For many years, the two countries avoided direct military confrontation. Instead, their conflict evolved into something far more complex: a shadow war. Iran began expanding its influence across the Middle East by supporting allied groups and militias. One of the most powerful of these groups is Hezbollah, based in Lebanon. Founded in the 1980s, Hezbollah developed into a powerful political and military force with strong backing from Iran. Another major group is Hamas in Gaza. These groups have fought multiple conflicts with Israel over the years. From Israel's perspective, Iran's support for these organizations represents a direct threat to its security. Israel responded with covert strategies of its own. According to numerous reports, Israeli intelligence agencies conducted secret operations targeting Iranian military assets and nuclear infrastructure. Cyber warfare became a new battlefield. In 2010, a sophisticated cyber weapon known as Stuxnet reportedly targeted Iranian nuclear facilities, damaging centrifuges used for uranium enrichment. At the center of this rivalry lies one of the most controversial issues in global politics: Iran's nuclear ambitions. Israel believes Iran is attempting to develop nuclear weapons. Iran insists that its nuclear program is intended only for civilian energy and research. But for Israeli leaders, the possibility of a nuclear-armed Iran represents an existential threat. This fear has shaped Israeli strategy for years, and it has fueled the shadow war between the two countries. In recent years, the conflict has become far more visible. The long-running shadow war has slowly begun to move into the open. Israel has carried out numerous airstrikes targeting Iranian military facilities across the region, especially in neighboring Syria. These strikes aim to prevent Iran from building permanent military infrastructure near Israel's borders. Iran, in turn, has expanded its network of regional allies and missile capabilities. Tensions escalated dramatically when Iran launched large-scale drone and missile attacks toward Israeli territory in response to Israeli strikes on Iranian targets. The attacks demonstrated how rapidly the conflict could escalate. Each strike raises the stakes. Each retaliation risks triggering something much bigger. Both countries possess advanced military capabilities. Israel has one of the most technologically advanced militaries in the region and is widely believed to possess nuclear weapons. Iran, meanwhile, has developed a large missile arsenal and a powerful network of regional allies. A direct war between the two would almost certainly involve many other actors. Israel maintains close ties with the United States. Iran has strategic partnerships with groups and governments across the region. Because of these alliances, even a limited confrontation could quickly spiral into a wider conflict. The consequences could ripple across the global economy. One of the most critical locations in this scenario is the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway connects the Persian Gulf to global shipping routes. Every day, a significant portion of the world's oil supply passes through it. If conflict disrupted this passage, global energy prices could skyrocket. International trade could be affected, and the economic shock would be felt far beyond the Middle East. Other regional powers could also become involved, turning a bilateral conflict into a broader regional war. For more than 40 years, the rivalry between Iran and Israel has remained largely hidden in the shadows. A conflict fought through proxies, covert operations, cyber warfare, and strategic strikes. But the line between shadow war and open war is becoming increasingly thin. With new weapons, rising tensions, and complex regional alliances, the risk of escalation continues to grow. For now, diplomacy and deterrence have prevented a direct war. But the question facing the Middle East and the world remains uncertain. Will the shadow war remain in the shadows? Or will the next confrontation bring the region closer to a much larger conflict? Only time will tell.